Okay. First thing I want to do is, after hearing Ashley speak, if you or your family member is in the military, will you please stand up so we can honor you? We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you and the sacrifices your family makes, so we're so grateful. Thank you very much. It was so nice when I was invited to speak. I wanted to lick Jean David in the face like a puppy. And it was especially nice that he sent the corporate jet to pick me up. Okay, it was disguised as Southwest. You want me to have to fly by myself. But I'm here tonight to say just a few things. The teacher will arrive when the student is ready. Are you ready? Because you're not going to get all of this, because you only get what you're ready for. So when somebody says, "Did you hear her say that?" No, I didn't hear what she said that. Okay, well, you weren't ready. And let me tell you something else. The fantastic speakers and the dancers, how humiliating was that to have real dancers out here and me trying to come up and limp around. But really you're going to get the most will be from each other. You'll learn more in the ladies' room. By the way, I'm so glad you got so many guys. I love men. I married one. I believe that God created man first, and then he created woman just to correct his mistakes. My husband says he did it like that because he didn't want a lot of suggestions. And I'd have had a few. Why didn't he let us all stand up to go to the bathroom?
Yes!
I complained because I had a little brother, and my mama said, "Well, God probably figured that's the only time a woman gets to sit down." But you're going to get so much from each other, and the way you build this business is loving on each other. The leaders in this room, you want your people. Every mentor wants their mentees to outdo them. And when you see them up on stage and they're really outperforming, you know what you say to yourself? Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Which is awesome. Oh my goodness.
People ask me sometimes, "Rita, how come you feel so good about yourself?" Because you're not that sharp. I think about that, but I was told by a counselor in high school not to go to college. She said, "You're just not college material. Find some nice boy, get married, have a family. Don't think about going on to college." Well, I listened to her for a bit, but then I tried to take my SATs. I didn't pass them. But I finally, 2 years later, I was able to be an exchange student from night school, and I got into college, and I graduated in 3 years with honors. I, I got a BS degree, which I'm demonstrating right now. And I can't say that I learned all that much to help me become your president. I didn't know, except I took bacteriology, anatomy, physiology, and all these sciences, had a minor in science, and I learned how we all got started. In order to be born, if your father only had an average sperm count, don't get ahead of me here. You had to outswim over 200 million other sperm. Who in the room can't swim? Be honest now. Because you did once. And it was uphill. You were yelling, "Get out of my way. I want to be an Arbonne." Now, the people that you left behind, you hadn't heard much from them, had you?
She's
So
awesome.
when somebody tells you you can't do something, oh, you'll never get to ENVP. So maybe you don't know who you're talking to. Because I swam over 200 million sperm just to get here. They will back off. Other thing I got to explain is you're in the people business, as you heard, and it's about who you can help. At the end of your sleeve, I hope, is a helping hand. And I want you to know that when I talk about belief, as ye believeth is in the Bible. You think I got into Arbonne not thinking I could get to the top? Of course, it could. Anybody else could, if I wanted it bad enough. The world steps aside for the person that knows where they're going. Either lead, follow, or get out of the way. It's up to you. Had to have a vision. I had to believe it. I had to see it. I mean, I had to practice in my mind every bit of this. And then I had to have trust. You see, when you join this business, people are not buying your product. I know you have wonderful products. They're not buying your product, they're buying you. They're buying you, who you represent. How trustworthy are you? What kind of a person? Do you make people feel better about themselves? People don't know, you've heard this, how much you know. They don't care about how smart you are, until they know that you really care about them. And everybody's got an invisible sign. And it says, make me feel important. The power you have to say to somebody, you can do this business. And when John David asked me to talk about belief, there's only one person that needs to believe in you. One.
Mm-hmm.
And that's you.
Amen.
That's you. You got to believe in you or nobody else is going to. Because you take on an absolute aura about yourself when you have confidence. Confidence is so important. And the cause of low self-esteem that we all suffer from time to time is when you compare yourself to somebody else. Because every day you're going to find somebody that's smarter, more beautiful, more talented, more creative. So what? It has nothing to do with you. You're sent here with a purpose. And your purpose is to get good at something. And then it is to give it away. See, when I was rocking it in infomercial and television, and I had survivor's guilt. Because people would come to me and say, well, what can I do? You know, I don't have that. I didn't know anything until I found out about Arbonne and this opportunity. I could say to anybody, it's a level playing field. No matter how much education or lack of you have, no matter what your race, religion, no matter what, anybody can do this if they want it bad enough. You got to have the desire. And you're not so worried about that right now because you're here, but you're worried about why is she wearing 2 watches? I know that.
When is she gonna what?
This right here is a $29 Timex watch. I wear it because I can see it. This right here is about an $18,000 Rolex watch. I wear it because you can see it. Would you want to listen to a cheap speaker? And as my friend Dolly Parton says, there's nothing sexier than a rich woman. She says if it's bagging, sagging, and dragging, you can nip it, tuck it, and suck it. If you got I want to thank you for that birthday greeting. I wanted you to see my new diamond bracelet birthday present surprise. It surprised my husband when I bought it. You're at the right place, at the right time, with the right product, and the right opportunity. To have more, to be more, to do more, to learn more, in order to share more. Because this is a personal development business. It grows as you do. The more you learn, the more you're going to earn. At least 20 minutes a day, commit to personal development, and then seeing who you can help. And then another thing that I always like to remind people, that you're going to have people say no. It's a numbers game. The one that wins talks to the most people. And you're going to have no's. And when someone says no to you, I flipped it around and that was on to the next person. But I never believed that their no could shut me down. Most people quit after 2 or 3 no's. I want you to know my son in the 3rd grade went to a skating party. And on the way there, he said he's going to ask this little girl to skate with him. And I was worried as a mother that what would that little heifer say to him? Sorry, you know how moms are after little boys.
Yeah.
I worried about it all day. I picked him up after the skating party and got in the car and I said, Scott, how did it go when you asked the little girl to skate with you? Well, Mama, she said yes. And prepare him, there's going to be one that says no. I mean, that's the way it is. I said, well, Scott, how would you have felt if she'd said no? Brilliant. Because the male child's brain is 75% determined by their mama, okay? This was brilliant. It's true. That really messed with my teenage boys when they found that out, but it's true. He said, well, Mama, there's 17 other girls in my class. Somebody says no to me, I start laughing. Belly laughing, hysterical laughing. They said, what are you laughing about? I said, I'm so grateful that you said no. Because you would have drugged the image of my company down. But I thought it. I thought it. And then that would make me more determined, because every successful person, what is success? Living your life the way you choose and knowing when to let go of things that aren't working anymore. Every successful person at some time in their life been subjected to prejudice or they felt inferior. You can either shut down when that happens or fire up. And I always chose to fire up because being raised in poverty taught me that I was hungry for success. And I taught you years ago to always prepare for impact. And a young mother came up to me and told me that 12 years ago I told her that, and she didn't know that her son was going to have physical problems. It would need so much money to correct his condition. She said, but I heard you say, prepare for impact. She said, Rita, I'm the national vice president today because you said, prepare for impact. When I was first in this business and I learned about Arbonne, I encouraged my sister to join the business. And she said, oh, I've tried stuff like that. She said, I don't have an image, I don't have an education, I have an 8th grade education, got married at 14. Who's going to follow me into a business? How can I do this? And I said, every whale knows a minnow, and every minnow knows a whale. There are people, there's just 6 degrees of separation among all of us. That's the reason, be good to everybody. Because you meet the same people going down, you meet going up. So be good to everybody. Everybody's related to somebody. My sister said, okay, she joined the business reluctantly. She said, I'll try this. Then she said something brilliant. She said, well, if it's good enough for me, how come it's not good enough for you? I thought about that a while, and I couldn't find any excuse not to join it myself. I said, okay, I'll see what I can do about this. And I got so excited. And the ability for people to come up to me and tell me how their life was affected. Because I listened to someone that said, it's good enough for me, it's good enough for you. And she was absolutely right. Now if you think, where is my sister? She's somewhere in this audience. Can she wave? Back there. Well, thank you for sponsoring me in Arbonne. And when I saw the applause you got last night, I had a laundry problem. I love you so. You know, life's not always perfect, but she would take me and run and protect me from situations. And the fact that she has done this for so many people helped, and I'm just so honored to be your sister. And if I got anything, no, it's my time to speak now. I've always taught you to keep God first, your family second, and your career third.
Amen.
Never, ever forget what's really important in your life and what you can do to make a difference, not just make a living. I have to tell you another story. In high school, I dated a guy that was voted wittiest in our senior class. His name was Carl Dean. And you might not know who Carl Dean is. But he went on to marry Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
I don't know what he saw in her. I really think flat-chested girls are more virtuous. I mean, really, you don't want to show what you don't have. Anyway, so Dolly Parton's agent called and said she would like to be a guest on my TV show. I thought that was kind of interesting. And I said, let me think about it. Okay. She came on my show and she played the song Coat of Many Colors. It was one I had asked her to because when I was a kid, she had a dress, a jacket her mother made her out of rags. And when I was a kid, I had clothes that were made out of feed sacks. And that's flour sacks, by the way. And so I was proud of my dress. By the way, first mental step in adjustment for prosperity is gratitude. Every day you've got to be grateful for this opportunity. And I go around showing everybody my dress made out of flour sacks, but I had a speech impediment. Some of you saying, yeah, you hadn't gotten over it much, had you? But I had a speech impediment, so I called it feed sacks. So that was my nickname, feed sacks. Told I had learning disabilities and all that stuff, but got over that somewhat. But Dolly, when she grabbed the guitar to play on my show, and I never had understood why a guitar was cut out till I saw her grab it. I asked her if growing up in poverty, was that in any way of a handicap? And she said, my poverty was my gift, and so was mine, and so is yours. Because if you don't know the difference, you don't know how to appreciate what you got. Gratitude is so important in our life. Every day. I thank you, grateful for you. So then she decided when she invited me to her concert to tell 2,000 people they had always wanted to meet the real Jolene. So she said, well, she's in the audience tonight with the green eyes, if Rita Davenport will stand up. So I'm there. My daughter-in-law's there. I don't think I'd ever impressed her with much before, but when she found out I was Jolene, her fingers were smoking, texting her friends. My mother-in-law is Jolene. So y'all, you met Jolene tonight. None of you are looking at my green eyes. You're too busy looking at, well, bless her heart. So that's my claim to fame. And you know, I think about the things that will get you to the next level, and I've said it already, activity, activity, activity. You've got to understand, every time you open your mouth, money goes in or out by what you say. And y'all, I know the phenomena with social media. I just don't want Facebook to be wasteful for you, where you're wasting so much time instead of having, this is a heart-to-heart business, folks. It really is, and it needs the human touch.
All right, yeah.
Babies die of a disease called marasma. I once interviewed a volunteer in orphanages. It was in Japan, and she said, Rita, the babies were dying, and we had food, and we kept them clean, and but Rita, we didn't have anybody to hold the babies, and they die of a disease called marasma. You need 3 hugs a day just to keep from being weird. Did you know that? And if you're not getting 3 hugs a day, there's a really good reason. You're not giving them. That's the reason you're not getting them. You're only going to get in life what you give away. Turn to the person next to you and give them a hug right
Thank you.
Oh, that's so sweet. And let me tell you something else. Some of us get caught up in the whole thing of not forgiving people. Happened to have Easter brunch with a neurosurgeon, famous in this country, and the president of Mayo. And I was fascinated to hear the number one thing that will help you with mental clarity and prevent dementia and things is to forgive people. Forgive people. And you know what? And you know, I teach with humor. The reason I do is retention rate's about 75% greater if you learn something while you're laughing, you're having a good time. If you can't wake up tomorrow with a smile on your face, you go to bed tonight with a coat hanger in your mouth. Yeah, and if you're worried about wrinkles, if you smile a lot and move your head, they don't show. You know. And then when I talked about the rejection you get in this business, because you do, I had a girlfriend, been my friend for years, when I first joined the business, and we only had 14 products, by the way, so it didn't take long to do a presentation, and I didn't know much about skincare. And people said, well, what do you say? I said, you know what, the product's so good, just mix it all up and throw it on your face. I ain't got time for a lot of this, you know, just go ahead and mix it. She wouldn't buy a squat from me, and she was well off. You know, sometimes that's, you know, you can do better with total strangers. That's the reason I don't meet a stranger. Everybody I come in contact with, I find something good about them. I'm nicer than necessary. I'll say, I love those earrings. I love the way you cut your hair. But anyway, I think of something. But anyway, she wouldn't buy anything. Well, we came out with antioxidants. I knew everybody was taking it. I called her, I said, Sharon, guess what? We have antioxidants now in Arbonne. She said, oh, Rita, I don't like to swallow pills. I said, that's good. Because you see, these are suppositories. You have to be creative, you know? She didn't buy them anyway, but anyway. I'm just saying, never, ever, ever give up. There's two rules in Arbonne. Number one, when you think about quitting, look at rule number 2. And rule number 2 says, never quit, never give up. Keep on no matter what, because you want to show people how bad you want to do this. And Rick Warren said, a Purpose-Driven Life's book's great. He said, you know, it's not about you. It's not about you. It's about who you help and who you touch and who you empower so that you can feel good, that you lived your life and you made a difference in somebody else's life. And I don't know, how dare you not?
Thank you.
How dare you not sell and sponsor and follow up? How do you live with yourself knowing what you know and what people can do? And you gotta be aware of your own greatness. I interviewed Muhammad Ali. He said, Rita, I grew up as a poor black kid living in the ghettos of Louisville, Kentucky. But over and over again, I'd say to myself, I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. And tell yourself that, because your mind only knows what you tell it. You can say you're right, you can say you're wrong. And then as ye believeth. I've looked at some of you and I'll say, you can do this, that you hadn't thought you could before. And now you know that you can. So when you decide how bad do you want it, and are you going to prepare for impact? Because when Captain Sully Sullenberg landed on the Hudson and saved several hundred people's lives, at least a couple hundred people's lives, I got a chance to watch him being interviewed and read his book. Captain Sully Sullenberg said, prepare for impact. He said to his passengers, brace for impact. And I want you to prepare for impact, because see, he was a glider pilot. He had prepared for a time where that plane, the engines didn't work and he'd have to make an emergency landing all of his career. He was involved with aeronautical safety. So what are you doing right now so that you can prepare, that you can take care of yourself and your family and make a difference and help somebody else? I have some notes.
After a half
I'm
hour.
pretty good on this. I'm like, okay, I promised I would tell this one. I got to. Okay, I'm in Nashville at a furniture store. My sister and I were shopping, How many from Tennessee? Have you got teeth? I'm in a furniture store, and we're going down some steps, and my sister tends to faint easily, flu shot, whatever. But anyway, going down some steps, and I thought I was in the basement. One more step, I stepped backwards, and I fell. Broke my arm in 3 places. And I didn't want her to see it because I knew she'd faint. Paramedics came in, and this young, have you ever noticed how good looking paramedics are?
Yeah.
Young, good-looking paramedic, I'm laying on the floor, and he's asking what my occupation was. Of all the things. I said, I'm a speaker, I'm an author, broadcaster, president of Arbonne. I didn't know what to say. And I look at this young paramedic, and I say, I'm an exotic dancer. They kind of looked at each other. But within 4 minutes, there were 15 paramedics that rushed into that furniture store. On the way to the hospital, in an ambulance, paramedics said, do you want a shot of morphine? I said, no, I've given birth. I can take a broken arm. It's okay. He said, ma'am, we're not supposed to ask questions. You don't have to answer. But, ma'am, where do you dance? And he was going to stick me with morphine. You couldn't see him better than that. Okay. Before I close for a standing ovation. Okay. Main takeaway from this is to keep your ass in gear. Always ask. My preacher was on a flight, very turbulent. And he said, Rita, trays were flipping up in the air, people were scared. By the way, I got to pull my ear. Where's the camera? Okay, this is to my dear friend Carol Watt. Carol, you watching? This is for you, baby girl. Took me several years to sponsor you, but good to have you. Never gave up. But he said it was turbulent. People thought we thought we were going to die. There was one little boy in that plane that had the time of his life. He would go whoop every time the plane would drop, and he was just playing, had so much fun. He said, well, they made a safe landing, thank God. And he said people were getting their things together, and the captain was standing in the aisle. A little boy grabbed his backpack, and he went running down the aisle. He jumped into the pilot's arms, and he said, Daddy, that was the best flight ever. And you know, when you got Daddy in the cockpit, as you have with Jean Denis. John, will you stand up?
Oh, yeah.
And you got my foster sons, Dion Morick. And you've got Michael, and you've got Carol, and you've got those people in the cockpit. You know what? You're going to have a wonderful trip and an amazing landing and get to the top right away. I love you. Don't ever forget how much I love you. Thank you for having me here today.
This is a donation. Rita, we have something for you. Obviously, We love you. Everyone loves you. So we want to give you something to take home to make sure that everyone, well, you are very clear. We love you. We appreciate you so much. So we have something.
Oh my gosh.
These are notes from consultants
Oh my.
for your bathtub back home.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm gonna
There are
be so
hundreds of cards here.
Oh my God. This is so. Oh, I'm so touched. Thank you so much. I will enjoy it. Start over. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you. I was pleasure. I love this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rita.
So much.
Everyone!